So rapper Travis Scott has been getting roasted and bullied over the last couple of hours by Pusha T, as he's been accused of playing both sides through the years and showing no loyalty to anyone. And by playing sides, I'm talking about Travis being accused of being Team Drake when it suited him, Team Kendrick / Future and Metro when it suited him, and also Team Pharrell Williams when it suited him, depending on the tide at the time. And boy, you wouldn't believe what Pusha T just called Travis Scott, and this was perhaps the most disrespectful interview aimed at roasting a top rapper that I've seen in a long time. I mean, nothing in the recent Kendrick interviews comes close to this, and Push straight up called Travis Scott a garden tool. And went into detail about why and even doubled down in the next interview. And before we get to it, at the latter part of the video, we also have more that's come from the story of the Eminem Stalker that sounded straight out of Bad Guy from MMLP 2, as we just found out some new details that showed Matthew Hughes is facing a lengthy sentence. And today we'll be starting with the 15th anniversary of Eminem's Recovery album, and we got a quick breakdown of what this album has achieved in 15 years, with over 22 million equivalent albums sold globally, making it the best-selling hip-hop album of the 2010s decade. And it earned certifications in every single major music market in the world, even in Japan, where it earned a gold certification. And this is a huge deal based on the fact that towards the end of the 2000s, the hip-hop genre began to struggle in Japan, and it has been struggling ever since. And would you look at that, on its 9th week in the United States, it moved over 116,000 units. That shows sales of recent hip-hop albums have fallen off a cliff, and it is currently eligible for Diamond in the United States and Canada. And I don't know if this was a mistake or just the fact that some Eminem fans play a little too much, as we got a post on the Recovery subreddit. And I'm not talking about the Recovery album, I'm talking about Recovering Addicts. And we got this post on the Recovery subreddit. What is your favorite track on Recovery?
That's horrible. No, but it's hilarious.
And the users on the Recovery subreddit were actually a good sport about this and actually chose to indulge. And in a way, it is not that out of place when you think about what the Recovery album meant to Eminem as a recovered addict himself. And I'll throw this one over to you guys. What is your favorite track on Recovery? Right now for me it is Spacebound. How about you? And on Pusha T pretty much bullying Travis Scott in multiple interviews, that shows the weak side of the modern rap superstar compared to the old days, because what is Travis gonna do about it? Go to the studio and drop a diss track and hum? And it started with Pusha T explaining why Travis Scott is a whore. Check out some excerpts from his recent interview with GQ over Travis Scott playing a segment of Meltdown from Utopia that didn't include the Drake verse, that included the Pharrell diss. We were in Paris, literally working, and he was calling to play P, his new album. He called to Pharrell's studio at Louis Vuitton HQ, where Clips recorded most of Let God Sort Him Out. He interrupted a session. He sees me and Malice there. He's like, oh man, everybody's here. He's smiling, laughing, jumping around, doing his freaking monkey dance. We weren't into the music, but he wanted to play it, wanted to film us and Pharrell listening to it. And then a week later, you hear Meltdown, which he didn't play. He played the song, but not Drake's verse. And Push continued, he don't have no pics, no loyalty to nobody. He's a whore. He's a whore. It is the principle of what I'm saying, that filthy quality that they don't have about themselves, that lack of loyalty. Travis really has that, he's proven. And he wasn't done explaining why he believes Travis Scott is a whore. He's done this a lot. He has no pics, he will do this with anybody. He did it with Sicko Mode. He was on the Rolling Loud stage like, play that, play that. He don't have no pics, no loyalty to nobody. He'll jump around whatever he feels is hot and cling onto whatever he feels is hot. But you can play those games with those people. We're not in your mix. Keep your mix over there. And before we get to how fans have reacted so far, including Push doubling down on why he believes Travis is a whore in another interview, here are some receipts of what Push is talking about when it comes to Travis having no loyalty, starting with Sicko Mode, where he allowed Drake to diss his man, and that didn't stop him from doing the dance that Push is talking about. And this is the snippet of the session with Pharrell that conveniently didn't include Drake's verse on Meltdown dissing Pharrell. And here's a Rolling Loud performance where Travis was requesting they play Like That, the same song that got the ball rolling, that ultimately led to Not Like Us, a victory dance on the corpse of Drake's reputation in hip-hop.
Just play that please, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Metro's trying to get out of here. You want the album right now, nigga? Can't get the
Amazing.
So even if you believe Push is using Travis to gain traction for his new album, two things can be correct at once, because we got several receipts of Travis doing some snake-ish to former collaborators. And check this out, Travis is cool, but Push isn't lying. He also allowed Drake to diss his man on Sicko Mode. In my opinion, Cardi also moves like this too. And the biggest problem right now is also a problem that many modern rap stars face. They don't know how to spit for real and have zero battle skills. Hence reactions like, that really is the sad part. Travis doesn't have a pen at all, like at all, to go back at Push. He just has to sit there and take it. This is pretty much bullying, and for a top rapper to have zero pen game is even more concerning. But if you speak on this, people will say you are hating, and this is exactly what Eminem was talking about on Kamikaze, and some have expanded. I like Push, but punching down on Travis Scott knowing he doesn't have the necessary pen to respond is kind of whack. And this is more of a reflection of where we are at today in hip-hop music. And this reaction blew up. Kobe dropped 81 points on dudes that clearly couldn't guard him, and everyone cheered. Don't play in the league if you can't hoop. Shrugs emoji. And in an alternate timeline, Push and Travis Scott wouldn't even be considered to be making music in the same genre, so perhaps another separation is needed moving forward. And of course, it didn't take long for users to run to Travis' defense with takes like, nah, according to K-Bots, you can't be mad at someone being neutral. That's called being soft. And of course the cloud chasing angle, quote, why doesn't Travis pick sides and start beefs before every one of his albums like I do, angry face emoji. And of course the record sales angle, Pusha T just pained, he can't sell records like Travis Scott, he's just looking for beef out of nowhere since Drake is no more paying him attention. And it is crazy because even Chris Brown, the R&B singer, is a better battle rapper than many of the top rappers of the new generation. And some users on Twitter were able to predict this like a year before Push called this out. Drake got on Sicko Mode and dissed Yeezy, and then Travis said, I've got Yeezy over Biden, and on the very same album featured Drake again. Travis got Metro to play Like That at Rolling Loud, but Drake still praised him on push-ups. How is this man on every team and they don't care? And fast forward to just a few hours ago and we got Push out here bullying Travis Scott over this. And if you thought Push was done, you thought wrong, as he had more fuel for the fire on the New York Times Popcast.
He's shameless. It all came from actually being in Paris. It came through carrying the, the Utopia briefcase,
right. Yep.
Doing his whole spiel. He comes, he interrupts the session. The next day, the meltdown verse or whatever comes on.
I melt down the chains that I bought from your boss.
Drake on Travis Scott talking about melting Pharrell's jewelry.
Yeah, and all of that. That was a corny, like, you shouldn't have been here anyway. Him specifically too. I don't take it as personal as I should. It's Travis. He's harmless. I'm not into his whole makeup. I took it there. And then to to come back in our fold.
To make a point of...
Yeah, to invade the fold and then do all that he did. It was like, man, I was corny. He's shameless. He does it. You've seen him do it to everybody. I've definitely had to put my hand on your shoulder before. You died in front of me. You cried in front of me. Calabasas took your bitch and your pride in front of me. I had to help you. People take that type of shit for granted. I don't take that for granted. So be it.
That's the homie. Feels me? I'd have fucked the bitch up.
And of course, a lot of Travis fans have dropped memes like these, accusing Push of being a gossip girl, and this one got me to chuckle, to be honest, but the point stands. His days of playing all sides look to be over, and at this point, if he doesn't respond, this would go down as some of the most disrespect a top rapper ever faced without responding. I mean, he called him harmless, called him a whore with his whole chest, like,
straight up.
and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts. And moving on, we got new updates that shows the Eminem Stalker, Matthew Hughes, is going away for a long time, as we got the latest update from the Detroit News that got me like, holy sh**. They aren't playing this time around. Man who broke into Eminem's home a second time, sentenced. And from the report it goes, Matthew Hughes on Tuesday was given 15 to 30 years by a Macomb County Circuit Judge, record said. The judge also ordered Hughes to have no contact with Eminem, whose legal name is Marshall Mathers III, or be within 500 feet of the rapper's home or him, they said. Authorities alleged that on August 26, 2024, the defendant broke into Mathers' home in a gated Clinton Township community. Hughes was charged with first-degree home invasion, a 20-year felony, and aggravated stalking, a 5-year felony. Last month, a jury convicted him on both charges after deliberating for about 90 minutes following a 2-day trial. The judge sentenced him on Tuesday to 3 to 7 years and 6 months for the stalking charge. On Wednesday, Macomb County prosecutor Peter Lucido said Hughes' 2 sentences will run consecutively, resulting in a minimum sentence of at least 18 years. No one, celebrity or not, should ever feel unsafe in their own home, Lucido said in a statement. This sentence sends a clear message that stalking and home invasion will be taken seriously in Macomb County and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Everyone has the right to privacy, safety, and peace of mind. And this was severe because this isn't the first time Matthew Hughes broke into Eminem's home, and we got at least 18 years, up to 30 years. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts. Was it less or more than you expected? As I saw comments pointing out how a minimum of 40 years would have been better. And that will be all for today. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.